Hey everyone, in this Civ 6 How to Capture City video I want to walk you through this and give you some ideas on what you can do to make the process a little bit easier and explain some of the units that are available sort of early to mid game here. So you can see we're at turn 199 of 500 in 1380 AD and I have a bunch of units sitting around Constantinople. So this is the Byzantium Empire and that is their last city. So we're about to crush them, huh? So, what have we got here and how can we attack the city and, basically do it without getting too hammered ourselves? So, one of the biggest things, of course, is just standard units that we've got here. So, you can see I've got various different ones. If I click on them, I've got a horseman here with a melee strength of 36. I've got another one here, a man of arms, melee strength of 45. I've also got some various supporting units. If I click on here, I have a siege tower. I've got a couple of battering rams floating about. There's one there. And I've also got a catapult here. And these greatly help when you're going to capture a city in Civ 6. So as you progress the technology tree, you'll be able to unlock these various different units. And I'll explain how they work. So if we start with the catapult, so this one is a great one for bombarding a city at range. Okay, so you don't have to have anyone else with the catapult. They can stand on their own if you want, or you can have someone else there as well, but I'm going to use the catapult here. So we've got this option here, ranged attack. So if I select that, we can basically do a ranged attack against the city here, and this will do major wall damage. So if you see here, we've got this little bar which shows the walls around the city, and you can also have a little look sometimes at the city and see what we've got. We've got +3 wall defenses. So what we'll do here is we'll click on it and do that bombarding. And what you can see is that that wall strength has dropped considerably. So that's really good because now we can continue attacking the city. And if we can get that down to nothing, it makes basically capturing the city that little bit easier. So another option that you've got is either the battering ram. And if we have a little look at that one, it's a little bit far away, so I've not got this in action at the minute. But you can see when adjacent to an enemy city, melee units do full damage to the city's walls. So if I move that forwards, it's going to take me a little while. So you can see siege equipment takes a while to advance, as we're doing here. And I'm basically moving those towards the city by right-clicking as we go. So I could do another one here, but the downside is I can only move one piece of equipment into an area. Now another possibility is you can link units together, because if a siege item is on its own, it's at risk of being captured. So if you move another unit with it, it keeps it safe, and there's this option here to create an escort formation. So this means that those two units will move together, and the man-at-arms will protect that siege equipment as they go forwards. So we could do the same thing here, linking the escort formation with the siege tower. So I'll do that. And what I can do now is, when I've selected this, I can move over the city that I'm going to attack and see how likely I am to win that victory. So you can see major victory, my man-at-arms gets the base strength of 45, but there's also combat strength bonus due to difficulty because I've got this on a easier mode, and I've also got combat strength from the type of government that I've got, the oligarchy, or however you say it. I can't say it properly, but you get the idea. So I could just charge straight in with this and we'll do all right. Now just before I do that, let's talk about the siege tower, because this gives a bonus. So you can see here it says when adjacent to an enemy city, friendly melee units can bypass the city walls and attack the city directly. So that means even though the walls are in play here, my unit can just ignore that bonus and attack. So we'll do that. And you can see that the walls remain, but the sort of garrison health fell considerably there where we attacked. So we don't have to knock down the walls before we can attack. We're all good there. So the horsemen here, we can also run at the attack here. And you'll see that we get a major victory here. We've got 38 versus 25. So if we do that, and we see that the horsemen can't sort of just attack the garrison, they damage the walls a little bit as well. So everything's falling here, and we are well on our way to capturing a city here. So hopefully that makes sense. And then what I need to do is probably do a little bit of production elsewhere. And one of the things here that you could see is there's different things that you could do to help with your sort of building of stuff. So you could build an encampment, and that would help with building military facilities. So you could build things like barracks and stuff like that. So that can help. Or we could just focus on units themselves. So there's the battering ram that we could add. We could add horsemen, we could add siege towers, etc. Right, so units need orders. So this one, because we've got a unit here already, I can't really move this anywhere. So I'm just going to end this one. And this one. And I'll skip that one. And this one. Because part of the problem here is you can only have one unit in a square at a time, which is different to back in the day of Civ 4, I think it was, where you could just have massive stacks of units. If you get a general, I think you can form an army of sorts, so that's possible. But in this case, what I'm really interested in is just taking on the city and defeating it if I can. So what I'll probably do is just skip to the next one. Just before we capture the city, I just want to talk about other things that you can do to really damage the city if it's taken a while to actually capture. You can look to ruin the resources around it, which can be an idea if you're not bothered about keeping the city, if you're going to raise it afterwards. So we could go to here, and then we've got this option here. We could pillage, and you can see that would yield 130 faith. So we could do that sort of thing, but I've not got enough movement points to do that. I can pillage this one though, so let's just do that just for example. So we've got 130 faith in plunder from the pillaging there, and now what we'll do is we will continue our bombarding of the city. So we'll bombard again with a ranged attack. And look, those walls are really fallen down to not a lot anymore. So if we run forward with the horsemen, you can see because this is close, that 32 against 36. So what I'm going to use is the man of arms, which we can see 49 to 32. We chuck those in, and there we go. We have bested
Though its
the
face may change
rival
throughout the ages.
So we'll just go just one more turn. We'll see this. And we've captured the city now. And then what happens is when you're in there, you've got this option here that says keep city. And you can see I could either keep them. It shows me the population, the number of districts. So obviously this being a capital, it's got some substantial sort of districts and population and stuff. So you can do this, but you can see warmonger penalty for keeping a player's final city is based on surprise ward penalty for this era. This value is doubled if capturing the city eliminates a major civilization, not a city state. So we'll probably see that these people are not very happy with me at all. The other option is we could raise it, but in this case we can't because it's a original capital or a city that was owned at the start of this war. So we'll keep it. That's all we can do. But if we look at the city now, we can see there's enough housing, there's no amenities, there's sort of not a lot here going on at the minute, but we can see the breakdown of this. So if we have a little look at this, we can see that the status, everyone is content at the minute because there's all these luxury resources, but trying to keep these guys happy if this was not the final city might be more difficult. But when we go and have a little look, so if we go and have a little look at the city, I need to choose this research first, just let me sort that out. And we've got the option of building stuff. Sometimes you might see damaged items, so you can see here the granary needs to be repaired, so that would be high on my priorities here. Now we've captured the city, so we'll do that as the thing to build, but then you want to be looking at all of this stuff to check what you can do to improve the city as quickly as possible. But there you go. I hope that was of use to you. That shows you how to capture a city. If it was, give us a thumbs up please, that's much appreciated. Any comments welcome. If you need more help with Civ 6, do let me know with what. I'll try and help you in a future video. Thanks for watching.